Hello, and welcome to episode 8 of the We Will Beat IBD podcast. My name is Brian Greenberg, founder of the Intestines Foundation, fellow IBDer, and ostomate. My goal is to help others with Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, and ostomies. Together, I believe we can do amazing things. Together, we will beat IBD. Let today's show begin. We are back with episode 8 of the We Will Beat IBD podcast presented by the Intestines Foundation. And this is our second episode in our new series, IBD TIp Tuesdays. This is the place to get quick and to the point advice on how to live with Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, and ostomies. We'll be covering a wide variety of topics, which I won't begin to list because this will be an extremely long episode then, but we will do our best to cover at least one episode each week to help our IBD family members with their disease. Before we get started, please do us a favor and click the subscribe button on whatever podcasting service you're using, whether it be iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or another service. And if you're listening on YouTube, please do us a favor and click subscribe there as well. If you missed it and want to learn more about the Intestines Foundation and what we are all about, please don't forget to listen to our other new series, IIF Fridays, where we will be discussing the IIF mission, what we are all about, our events, our awareness projects, and so much more on the Intestines Foundation projects. So let's not waste any more time and let's dive in to today's episode and what we will be covering. It's a topic that so many Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis patients struggle with on a day-to-day basis, but one that also can drastically impact the way they feel. Can you guess it? It's hydration. This is something that so many patients struggle with for so many reasons. The hard part about it and staying hydrated is it's a lot like our diet as IBD patients. Every person is different, and we each will have to figure out what works best with our bodies in order to stay hydrated. Each of us needs to do our part to kind of figure out a solution for this problem, what works and what doesn't work. Personally, I didn't take hydration seriously until about 5 or 6 years ago. And once I realized that it was an integral part to my health, I went to work to figure out the solution for me. What changed in my life? I got an ostomy. I lost my colon. And then dehydration set in all the time. There were ER visits, extreme pain, and much more. What basically happens to the body when it becomes dehydrated? It begins to shut down and just fight to survive. This is why so many patients describe extreme dehydration like the feeling that you're about to die. Who wants to feel like that? So here are some tips that I suggest to stay hydrated, which have worked for me. They might not work for you exactly, but take them, tinker with them, and try to play a little bit to figure out what might work for you. Here's number 1. Think about what might work for you. It took me years to figure out what's going to work for me after my ostomy surgery. The colon absorbs most of the liquids in the body. So I was at a disadvantage right from the start as soon as I had my ostomy out, or my colon out. But I thought about the situation. I thought about my body, and I thought about what might work best for me. Since I like to work out a lot, I was already drinking a water-based protein shake after my workouts every day. Key there is water-based. This is extremely important. This allowed me to drink something that not only allowed me to stay hydrated, but also gave my small intestine something a little bit easier to absorb. So think about your body, think about your IBD, and then think about what might work best for you. For me, it was a water-based protein shake to allow my small intestine to do a little bit more work and not be overrun by just water. Second tip, try out as many options as possible. There are good products out there to help athletes stay hydrated, which might just work for us as patients as well. Go to the vitamin shop, go to GNC, go to any store that works well for you, and start to do some research on what other people are doing to stay hydrated, and it might just work for you. There are also a lot of new products out there that are dedicated just to patients, such as Drip Drop. I personally use Emergency, and that's what I found that worked well for me. Yes, the one that works for colds and that is on the TV all the time. It's basically a liquid vitamin, and I drink it throughout the entire day. It includes vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, antioxidants, and so much more. The best part is it's basically sugar-free, so it's not adding to my dehydration with all the sugars in some of these other drinks. Okay, tip number 3, make it easy. Sometimes we get lost in our day. We're extremely busy and we just forget to drink water or drink something to hydrate us, which is something that should be extremely easy. To make this easier, I set myself up for success. Every night, I make a protein shake and an Emergency. This way, they're both ready for me right when I wake up. I usually sleep with one next to my bed so I can drink it in small amounts during the night, and then I have one in the fridge ready for me to drink as soon as I wake up. You might be amazed at the difference you will feel in drinking a glass of water or whatever works for you to stay hydrated first thing in the morning. After a week or so, you might see such a big difference that it might just change your day. It might not just change your day, it might change your entire life. And isn't that worth it? Those are the 3 suggestions that I have for you today. And that's a good place to start, I think. Just do what you can to stay hydrated, and you might be amazed. Is this going to be easy all the time? No, our bodies don't always work that way. But if it can change your life and make you feel so much better, isn't it worth it? The key is to make this a habit. Create a routine. Follow it. Don't expect a big change in a day, though. Give it time, and you will be surprised at how you will feel when you're working to stay hydrated. Okay, what do you think? Not the hardest thing in the world, right? Please do me a favor. I would love to hear how this might help you and how you feel after you try it out for a few days or a few weeks. Take some time to set into a routine and create it, make it a habit. Then come back here and leave a comment on how staying hydrated has helped you or what might have worked for you as well. You can comment on whatever podcasting service you're using, such as iTunes and Stitcher Radio, or if you're on the IIF website, or even on the YouTube page as well. Comment wherever is easiest for you, and we'll make sure others see it. Now, before you log off, do me a favor. Please don't forget to subscribe on whatever podcasting service you're using, whether it be iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or anything else. And if you're listening on YouTube, please click subscribe there also. You can follow us on all of the major social media outlets on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just do a quick search for the Intestines Foundation, and I'm sure you'll find us very quickly. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the We Will Beat IBD podcast. We are excited to bring you more episodes in the future. Get out there, stay hydrated, and remember, together we will beat IBD.